Welcome to Pagan Coffee Talk. If you enjoy our content, please consider donating and following our socials.
All right. So we're going to talk about elementals. Oh boy, oh boy. Let's first start with names. Sylphs, salamanders, undines, nymphs, gnomes, good googly goo, phoenixes, river spirits, well spirits, fire spirits. Basically pick your element and add the word spirit to the end of it. Oh, good grief. So...
Oh, googly moogly.
For sure, googly moogly. Okay. So, first off, these are beings that exist mythologically.
Right.
Spiritually, alchemically, and to some extent in the human psyche.
Right.
Okay? There's esoteric tradition involved in this. The belief is that these spirits, or elementals, whatever you want to call them, inhabit the places where an element dwells and rule over it. They govern it.
Right.
Okay?
In other words, you're going to find water spirits in lakes, rivers.
Yes.
Natural forms.
Yeah. Waterfalls, swimming pools. I'm joking. Listen, I will actually say this. With the invention of now saltwater pools, yes. I would say in a chlorinated pool, hell no. They're going to run away from that as fast as I would. But if you have a natural swimming pool, yeah, I don't see why not. They'd be like, this looks cozy, let's post up. So, there's so much to this. Yeesh, this is like Pandora's box. Okay, so on one hand, most of us, and I would be very, very quick to ask for citation for anyone who could claim that they knew. We have no idea where these came from.
No.
We have no idea what the origin of any of this is. We don't know where these words, the names came from. None of it.
And even the concepts of some of them sort of change from tradition to tradition.
Very much.
All right.
Very much so.
Because, well,
Asian.
More Asian religions see river spirits and inhabiting valleys. And
yeah, there's every culture has some kind of lore here. Keep in mind, this is where we get mermaids.
Right.
This is where we get phoenixes. This is where we get
the Bigfoots.
Throw in Airbender. It's all of it. It's the same thing. So, I think the big start point is, do we believe in them?
Do we? I mean, do you believe that mountain over there, that sacred mountain over there, has a mountain spirit attached to it? And if you go in there and bother it, it might do something to you?
No.
Are you with me?
Yes.
Now, on the other hand, I can sit there and say, I believe that maybe certain wells may have certain spirits attached to it, but...
Here's how I look at it. If it inspires awe, and if it forces a human being to acknowledge their smallness.
Right.
And acknowledge really just that, how small we are in comparison to the natural world. I do believe something is fueling that. I do believe that there are inhabitants of those places that we cannot readily see, hear, touch, etc. with our major faculties.
Right. And we're talking about beings that are other than ghosts.
Oh, yeah. If we look at water as an example and we look at salamanders, okay?
Right.
Salamanders are really interesting because I love when people go, have you ever seen an elemental? And I go, yes, I've seen salamanders.
Yes.
Because I've literally seen salamanders. I've seen axolotls, which is a type of salamander, I've seen tadpoles. So yes, I do believe And so, okay, again, let me stick with salamanders for a minute.
All right.
Salamanders are fascinating because as a creature, right?
Right.
Most naturalists and people who are, just very well versed in parks and nature elements and waterways will tell you the sign of a healthy ecosystem and a healthy waterway, freshwater, is salamanders.
Yeah.
Because if salamanders cannot survive nor reproduce if the water is polluted, if it's impure, if the conditions are not literally perfect.
Right.
So I can very easily see where our ancestors saw them as some kind of otherworldly creature.
Yes.
I can also see where these little beings have a certain measure of intelligence of their own. They are ecologically necessary, and I certainly wouldn't want to tread on them. I wouldn't want to do anything to damage their environment or make them unhappy.
Right.
Right?
Right.
Which is hard to say because I've walked through many a river, and it's funny because when you see a salamander and they're not happy that you're there. They can't be. They're terrified, right?
You got this big ass creature that's just walking right by you, and you're just
yeah. And when they dart out from a rock, let me tell you, they scare the snot out of you because you don't know in that moment what it is. And some salamanders are big and they're very fast moving. Yeah. So to me, I go, okay, logically, if they exist in water, although we do know, right, there's a lot of things that exist in water. There's a lot of microorganisms in water. We know that life came from water.
Mm-hmm.
Does that not mean that these same things don't exist underground and we just don't know it? Do they exist in the air and we just don't know it? I mean, dust mites exist.
I mean, there's
in
a
the
lot
air.
of microbiology in the soil.
Biome, yeah. I mean, so the question is, did our ancestors or did the origin of these creatures come from a place of microbiome, or is it something else entirely? I don't know.
You know, it's like people sitting there wanting to get rid of certain...
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure the world would love it if we got rid of mosquitoes, but we don't know exactly what would happen.
It's funny you say that because there's actually there's science being done on this right now about what would happen if we eradicated mosquitoes. Would it create an ecological disaster, or could we do it without consequence?
Right. I mean, because we don't know.
We don't know.
You know, I mean, that's just like if all the bees disappear, we're starving to death in no time.
Mm-hmm. So do I think, so go back to what you were saying about like the spirit of the mountain, you know?
Well, I mean, do you? I mean, just like I see on
I
TV and all this,
there's something there. There's some unseen force, again, something greater than me in that environment. But do I think that it has to be appeased, or that it will get angry or be vindictive? No.
All right. Or that you need to go by their shrine in their little and light an incense, whatever.
No, I believe they just are. Again, they're not good nor bad. They don't have agenda.
I don't think they really bother with us when we are there.
Not
they're just
really.
Sort of, whatever.
We're insignificant to them. So I don't really think on it beyond that, but I mean, I do have a certain amount of respect for it on a grand scale.
Yes.
Do I think, okay, so then here comes this question, because this becomes a big deal for a lot of pagans. Do the elementals help us perform magic? Should we be calling upon them, petitioning them? Is there something they can do?
Well, there are a lot of things that they can do. All right. And one of the best things that they can do is teach you, but that's a different scenario. As far as magic and stuff like that, I don't really call upon them.
I don't either. I view them a lot. And so interestingly, right? So the earth elementals are gnomes, right?
Right.
And when I think of any creature that is in a multitude, right? Again, many more than me. Why would I call upon you?
Why?
You will be unruly.
Yes.
You will be difficult to manage. You will have the attention span of, well, you won't. You won't have an attention span. You will be impossible.
Well, again, when you summon a gnome comes and acts like a gnome.
Exactly. But it would be like, okay, the best way I can think of it, if I'm going to summon the beings of air, these are winged creatures. Why would I summon a swarm of an insect? They're going to wreak havoc.
Well, I mean, just imagine just getting birds.
Yeah. I mean, the belief that we could get them to fall in line. I just don't see it being reasonable. They're going to be unruly little shits.
Yes.
And I think that what we have to be more concerned with, and I will say that this to me, I believe I've seen this, is that you will have an elemental become interested in what you're doing.
Yeah.
And then they become a distraction. And you have to occupy them. You have to give them something to do. So I find it kind of funny that when a lot of people see it as, oh, I have this bowl of water as an offering to the elementals of water, I'm like, to me, that's not an offering to them. I'm going, here you go, get in the kiddie pool.
Yeah.
This is yours. You stay here so that I can do what I need to do, and they're not a massive distraction. Yeah. That's how I view it. I guess you could see that as appeasing. Maybe. I mean, this is where the old, spill salt and they have to count it.
Right.
Myths come from.
Yeah.
What is it? Trolls.
Doesn't this also go down the same line as the shoe with the shoe smith? Yes.
Yeah. Leave your shoes out, and the cobbler, and there's tons of this stuff. Elves, all of this. This is where it comes from. And anytime we see these beings, and I know it's a little juvenile, but think about how we have them introduced to us as children. The dwarves in Snow White are always busy doing something, right? They're mining. The elves, Santa's elves, are always busy. They're little busybodies. Right. They're always doing something. The Ewoks, right? I mean, come on. The Ewoks were effectively George Lucas's version of an elemental.
Yeah.
I mean, and I don't know. I think if anything, they have the tendency to be very naughty if you let them. And we just have to work within that sometimes.
They do tend to be a little bit mischievous.
Yes. And I think that where this becomes important is that when you're performing a ritual, it's knowing and understanding that if a particular element is going sideways in your ritual, you've got a little bit of mischief happening, right, and you need to get it under control. Yeah, as best you can. I don't know. That's how I see it. I also think that modern witches have too much science and too much logic at our disposal to be overly concerned about these little guys.
Yeah.
It would be like putting your head on your pillow every single night and freaking out about the bed bugs.
Yes.
Not bed bugs, the dust mites.
Dust mites.
The bed bugs bad.
Yeah.
Bed bugs, very bad. No, dust mites.
Dust mite.
Because dust mites are freaking everywhere.
Yes.
So when you put your head on your pillow at night, thousands, millions, right? Billions of these things are crawling on you.
Yes, they're all over us now.
Yeah.
I mean,
but, okay.
Yeah,
I mean,
life
what are you
happens.
going to do? Yeah. Who knows?
I mean, there isn't a beneficial to having these on us. They eat our dead skin.
They serve a purpose for sure. And I mean, who knows? We may come to find eventually that much like salamanders is a literal creature, there are other elements that this exists. You know, we might find that there in fact are microorganisms that survive in lava and magma. We just don't know.
Do you think the names that, well, these elementals, these creatures that we're talking about, do you think they might have been misrepresentative, like the unicorn, where the unicorn might be rhinos? It's just anything with a central one horn is a unicorn, not the horse that we see in mythology. Are you with what I'm saying there?
Maybe. I mean, there's too many mythological choices.
In other words, could a gnome actually be what used to be a boring animal, and but we transformed it into what we think it is now?
Maybe. It's very possible. There's so many tales of all of these types of things. And different cultures have different versions of them. And a lot of times I find that to be... I mean, it's a little too coincidental, right?
Well, I think it's kind of weird that out of all these four elements and all these creatures, one is an actual creature we can pick up. And when was the last time you saw an undine?
Exactly. Yeah.
So that makes me wonder, was there an actual, and we've called it something else now?
Maybe. Or is it extinct?
Could be.
You know? Is it something that once existed and now it doesn't? I mean, I hate to say it, we kill creatures all the time.
We lose how many species each year of different?
Yeah. Maybe there was something that existed that was already pretty scarce or rare to begin with, and now it's gone, and so it becomes a thing of legend. I don't know. It's worth a ponder, though.
It is.
Yeah. Oh, let's talk about symbols.
All right.
Witches love their symbols.
Yes.
I mean, people love their symbols, really, right?
Right.
I mean,
it's more of a human thing than it is a witch thing.
It's true.
You know, I just think we have a little bit more of them.
Well, I don't know about that, because I think it depends on what you define as a symbol. Right?
I don't know. What are you going to define as a symbol?
So,
well, let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Is a symbol and a sigil the same thing? Or is this...
Could be. Can be. Here's the thing. Anything that represents something else is a symbol.
Right.
So, words...
represent.
Are just symbols.
Exactly.
Yeah. Words aren't real.
No.
Right? We name things because we need something to call them.
Right.
But the color blue, right? The very word blue is just a symbol of the color we see.
Right.
Yeah. It could we could have just as easily called blue purple.
Yes.
It makes no damn difference.
Or, or it could have been shrimp.
Yeah, exactly. It makes no difference. I mean, that's one of the things that makes language so funny.
Yes.
They're just symbols to explain other things.
And then when you have a language like English, which is made up of a bunch of other languages.
You have other people's symbols mixed in.
I tend to like symbols. All right. They're an easy way to remember how to tell a story sometimes.
They can be, yeah.
They're easy ways to remember things in the way, I mean, it was the first form of writing with the pictures and all this.
Yeah.
And we don't understand them because we don't remember those stories now.
Well, I mean, it's just like Egyptian hieroglyphs were a language, right? That was their written language, but it's also just individually a bunch of symbols. Asian cultures write the same way. So really, I think what the question becomes is spiritually, what makes a symbol spiritual? Yeah, what makes it special? What makes it powerful?
And again, we're back to the lore behind them and the meanings, and because the meanings can change from one temple to another.
Oh, of course.
You know, the way we describe how in the world how you use the symbol of the 5-pointed star varies from all the other temples.
Well, not completely. I mean, there's some that overlap, but it could vary. Yeah.
So technically, there's not a wrong way to interpret a symbol.
No.
There is no, that symbol don't mean that.
Right. This is also why a lot of witches make up their own language. Or they use a sacred alphabet or a dead alphabet. There's a lot of different... I mean, really and truly, anything is a symbol if you want it to be.
Yeah.
This is also where the discussion of, again, the passing of judgment. Good words and bad words. Good symbols and bad symbols. You know what I mean? Like... The symbol itself means nothing. The problem is, Hitler did a bad thing. The Nazis did a bad thing. And now the swastika is forever tainted.
With that.
Yes, because of their actions. So now it's a bad symbol.
Well, dude, I hate to ask this, but do you think that stink will ever get off that? At some point in the future, when we get far and far away from it, and it's not such a... It was in mine and your face growing up.
Oh, for sure.
All right. I mean, I remember my grandfather sitting there in his chair telling me stories of the whole 9 yards and what it was like. And
because we're not that removed from it.
Right. But I'm talking about the generations that are coming up that are removed. Will they be able to eventually get the stink off some of these symbols?
Maybe. I think definitely a few generations down the line, it's possible.
Right.
It's very, very possible.
Or will it take another evil character to come on to corrupt a different symbol to make everybody hate that? Are you with me?
I don't know. I mean, like, look, here's how I look at it. Look at it in the opposite. So the Mayan calendar, which is made up of a bunch of symbols,
right,
was once holy. It was sacred, and I don't even know all the lore of the Mayan calendar. I don't know all of the things about it, but suffice it to say that people at that time venerated it and found it of importance. Now, you can go to any home decorating store and find something with the Mayan calendar on it as a decoration.
Yeah.
Yeah, and with zero spiritual connection or context. It's just, it has to do with Mexican culture, so let's just put it out there.
Right. I think the gravestone over one of their kings is a flag now. The guy that looks like he might be in a spaceship.
Sure.
The big famous one.
Oh, yeah.
You know which one I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I've seen that as a flag or a print.
Yeah. There's so many things like that. We're also strangely reverting back, meaning man started out expressing concept and symbols, cave drawings, you know, like literally, and right, the squiggles for the symbol of water, like look at the alchemical table and you'll see, you know, the symbols basically. We're going back there. Are emojis nothing more? That's all they are. They're modern symbols. So we have come all this way to go all the way back.
This is actually starting to sound more like, you know, here, eat this root. No, don't eat root. Drink tincture.
Yeah.
And now we're back to the root.
Yeah. It's exactly it. I mean, when you go, I could have expressed how I feel, right, about something in 2 sentences, where now I can just send a particular smiley face. Right. I mean,
again, it's doing the LOL.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right.
And the LOL is gone. The LOL has been replaced by the crying emoji, the laugh crying emoji, whatever. Yeah. So I do think it's interesting because the want to now shorten, the want to make things simpler is going to push us further in that direction. And it is going to change language as we know it. It's going to change our written text. And who knows? But you and I have long said, like, the original smiley face from the 60s, right? That became a big part of the peace, love, hippie movement, all of that. Like, is somebody, is some distant culture going to find that one day and think that it was a god, that it was a symbol for something greater?
I mean, come on.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like the whole joke of, these archaeologists go to this land and start uncovering all these monuments to this god called Atium.
Yes.
That you would go to and pray and get something from them. Right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
An ATM.
An ATM machine. Yeah, exactly.
From 1,000 years from now, what will they think about these?
That's what's so crazy. I mean, 1,000 years from now, will we even have currency? It's not looking like it based on the way we're going.
I mean,
no one will have cash anymore. Cash won't be, there will not be a minting of currency. I don't know. Symbols change, they evolve, but ultimately what gives a symbol power is the use of it.
All right.
It's the use and the meaning you subscribe to it.
All right. Well, let me ask you this. Do you think there are just coarse symbols? Because I keep on seeing the same symbols over the years used over and over. You know what I mean?
Yes.
They're either circles or they're squares or they're just certain shapes.
Yes. Because I think there's certain shapes that we've already done a really good job of giving meaning to, and we just continue to use it because it's convenient. It's already been done. Everybody recognizes it.
Don't fix something that ain't broke.
Yeah, kind of. But we're also in an age now where a lot of people are making their own, right? They're building their own sigils. They're creating their own seals. It's going to cause a lot of confusion later.
Maybe.
Because...
Okay, I lean more, it will cause confusion more than...
It's going to be hard. It's going to be really hard to decipher certain things unless that person left a key.
Or something.
Yeah, to be able to decipher it.
I sort of put this up to like the painters. They paint here, I'm painting this emotion, here it is.
Right.
I'm painting this feeling.
There's a lot of interpretation with art, for sure. But art ultimately can give way to symbols.
Well, there's my question is, when does it become a symbol versus art?
When we start using it in a particular fashion. When we start using it to represent something else.
Okay.
So I'm trying to think of a good example, and I'm actually coming up kind of blank on this.
So I'm sitting here trying to think of an art that I think's become a symbol now more than...
I mean, the styles certainly become a symbol.
You know what picture has become a symbol is the picture from Earth, from space.
Yeah.
It's a picture. It was art to begin with. And again, it is art. It is not a real picture. It's kind of put together.
Right.
It has become a symbol, though.
Yeah.
To some extent.
It has. But I think about things like, okay, so the artist, I think his first name was David. I think it's David Koons. Koons was the guy who did balloon animals.
Right.
And it was a whole pop culture phenomenon of balloon animals, right?
Right.
And this balloon animal dog that he made has become a symbol of that entire style of pop art.
Right.
So it's one and the same. I think about Andy Warhol. It's kind of the same thing. His Campbell's soup can or Marilyn Monroe has become a symbol for that era. We could say the same thing about Van Gogh to some extent.
Now, what about things like the Ferris wheel, the big Ferris wheel in England That's sort of become
Yep.
an icon of.
Yeah. I mean, it's people recognize the city because of it.
Right.
But
I mean, it's just like the Eiffel
we could
Tower.
say that, right. We could say that of buildings too. I mean, the Statue of Liberty, all of it, same thing. And the Statue of Liberty is a good example. Yeah. Her head symbolizes the new world for people, the freedom, what America's supposed to stand for, despite what's going on right now. Right. All of that fun stuff. Sorry, I couldn't help it. I had to get a little political for just like a quarter of a second. I know. But that symbolism, that artist, I mean, what they were doing at the time, I think they knew it was important. They didn't know it was going to become that important. And she's not the only one. She's a replica. Yeah. Yeah. There's more than one Statue of Liberty. So, I mean, there's a lot of different types of those things. I think if we go all the way back, the Venuses, the Venus of Willendorf is probably the most famous, popular one. Or not popular, famous. She was we assume, fertility statue. We assume that she was a fertility goddess for the people who created her. Right. But whether or not that's true, that's the meaning we've given it.
That's the meaning. Yes. But
so now she is a symbol of that. I don't know. I really don't know. I mean, there's so many things like that. Because humans will evolve how they see certain things.
Go with it.
Yeah. There's a lot of application for symbology, right, in every faith. But I think a practitioner has to really work with it for themselves to gain a true understanding and the power within it. I mean, even math, as wild as that sounds, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
It's math.
There's math, and then there's sacred math. Yeah.
Just saying.
It's pretty wild stuff. I don't know. Tarot.
Again, symbols.
Right? Yeah, symbols. Most divination has symbols in some way. We definitely give it a lot of power.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, it's very prevalent. We use them all the time, and I don't think we've realized how much we use them.
I don't think so either. Well, I think witches do. I think more so than other aspects of culture, yeah. But I think a lot of people on a day-to-day just take them for granted. Something to think about over more coffee.
Oh, yes, please. More coffee.
Thanks for listening. Join us next week for another episode. Pagan Coffee Talk is brought to you by Life Temple and Seminary. Please visit us at lifetempleseminary.org for more information, as well as links to our social media: Facebook, Discord, Twitter, YouTube, and Reddit.
We travel down this trodden path, a maze of stone and mire. Just hold my hand as we pass by a sea of blazing pyres. And so it is the end of our days, so walk with me till morning breaks. And so it is the end of our days, so walk with me till morning